The committee's grounds of the Overture Committee were simply that our constitutional documents are a sufficient expression of the biblical warrant, nature, qualifications, and duties of deacons. And yet, look at what this assembly has received. Multiple overtures on this question from multiple presbyteries representing multiple viewpoints that don't even agree with one another. If that matter is truly settled, why does it keep arriving at our door and from every direction? That alone should give us pause. The committee should have sent it back to the presbyteries along with the others. We are asked to believe that the biblical case is clear. I just want to consider two passages, none of which were brought up during the Overture Committee debates. Romans 16:1. The humble servant reading of diakonos is no longer lexically viable. We have a genitive construction paired with a named institution, Senrecria, that almost universally points to an officially held office. And the late Dr. Strimple, in his 1988 OPC Minority Report, demonstrated that a copulative participle with a substantive noun was the normal Greek format for stating an official office. And that is precisely the construction Paul uses here. Multiple independent lines of evidence suggest Paul is describing Phoebe as holding a defined ecclesiastical office. It may not be an ordained office, but what are we supposed to do with this data? 1 Timothy 3:11, there's debate whether gunaikos means wives or women, but the case for wives is difficult to sustain. For gunaikos to mean wife, it must be anchored by a genitive or by andros. Neither is present. There's no known instance in all of biblical or extra-biblical Greek literature where gunaikos stands in relation to an office rather than to her husband. A deacon's a wife is not a thing in biblical times. The pattern is consistent. A wife is always defined in relation to her husband, not his office. If that construction exists anywhere, no one has yet produced it. At minimum, the wives' reading cannot bear the weight being placed on it. And when we turn to our standards, the Westminster Standards have only one line on deacons. One line in the form of government alone. And that single sentence does not resolve any of the overtures that have come up. Brothers, approving this recommendation tells the church that the conversation should end. I don't think so. When I hear the other overtures on their own terms, I believe we are closer than we think. The distance between us may be smaller than this debate makes it appear. Perhaps what is even what the Overtures Committee is gesturing towards, not the question is closed, but that the presbyteries need to sit down together.
Very briefly, Mr. Moderator, previous speakers have raised fascinating and important exegetical, theological, ecclesiological, and historical questions, none of which are properly before this body in this recommendation. Committee, having weighed this overture, found that it was satisfied with the testimony of our Constitution. We do not believe this overture has made the case for amending our Constitution in the direction that it proposes.